guys, Tbo2 here, back with another episode of my Tardis tutorial. It's been a while since I last did one of these, but life getting in the way once again. But we're here now, and the Tardis is also here within itself. Why? We'll get to that. So today's feature will actually allow you to basically cloak the Tardis. It's like, I think it was Day of the Moon in Series 6, when basically the Doctor made the exterior completely invisible. That's what I'm kind of calling this, or what I'm basing it off of. I think it's also a feature in the Dalek mod. So yeah, that's kind of my inspirations. Make the TARDIS totally invisible. Let's demonstrate that. Here's the control. Exterior cloaking enabled. Use the chameleon circuit to disable. And as you can see, it's still here because it's got the attack thing, but completely invisible. Even the name's gone. So it's even more invisible than when you dematerialize it, and obviously it's still there. And like it said, you have to use the chameleon circuit, which is here, to re-enable it. So if we press this, it doesn't do anything. I could have just made this like a comparator or something with two different states. You can change that if you'd like in your version, but mine's a button, and this actually works out perfectly because, I mean, it would do the exact same thing as the chameleon circuit anyway if you're going to enable it again, so I just thought it made sense to keep it like this. So press the chameleon circuit, exterior cloaking is disabled and set back to the police box. And it'll always be set back to this default police box. You can change what you want it to be set to, I guess. Yeah, that's all there is to it. You can make the TARDIS totally invisible. So how do we do this? Right down here. Okay. So I actually did this in the same room as the normal chameleon circuit. You don't have to, but they're kind of related, as you saw. So here it is, basically. I've added on this little area here. This is all it is, really. And it's technically a cycler, but not one where you need to add to it. It's literally all you need is these two. So space-wise, you'll be totally fine in theory. So basically, this is where it starts. And it's just executing if that crimson button is powered. And if so, it'll teleport the chameleon circuit cycler over there, over to here. And what do these do? Data merge entity, the TARDIS, custom name visible 0, that makes the name invisible, and it will tell you that exterior cloaking is enabled. Use the chameleon circuit to disable. So you're probably thinking it didn't really do anything, so how does it make the exterior invisible? Well, that's because we took the chameleon circuit off of one of the exteriors and onto this space, which isn't obviously connected to any of those, so yeah, an exterior is not going to show up, basically. That's how it works. Simple. And then, basically, to switch it back, like, as you know, you drew the chameleon circuit cycle, and as you know, that makes it move along this cycle, so I just did basically the exact same thing, makes it move along 2 blocks. With that exact same principle, you don't need to do anything new, and then over here we have exterior cloaking disabled, and then a moment later it will teleport the chameleon circuit cycler back over there and merge the TARDIS data to be custom invisible 1 again. And yeah, basically where it teleports to is right back here to the police box exterior, but like I said, you can switch it to any of these that you really want. But basically, that's all it is. You're basically just removing the chameleon circuit cycler over here so that it can't be on any exterior, so that the exterior disappears, and then we make the name disappear. We give a little message, and then when you try to change the chameleon circuit, it'll come over here, disable, send it back over there, and bring back the name. So yeah, it's literally that simple. Simple feature, but I have to admit it's really cool. Okay, and I just remembered one last thing about it I need to show you. is how it works when you're dematerialized, because it gets a little weird because obviously you don't have a chameleon circuit really when you're dematerialized, or no, it's invisible more accurately. And yeah, Tardis locked still has its own thing, so I'm going to show you how that works. So if it's like locked, for example, and you were to try this, it says it's enabled, and it is, but it doesn't work with the locked. The locked stays like this, so if we unlock it, what happens? It actually keeps the name, because the name command was trying to target the entity called Tardis, and it was called Tardis locked at the time, so yeah. Yeah, so basically no matter what, you're kind of stuck with this name, unless you were to turn off the cloaking and then turn it back on. There you go. But like I said, just locking it is a little weird. Oh, that's interesting. It kept the name being invisible that time, which I suppose makes sense. So I guess if you wanted that option, I guess you have it. Anyway, point is, I was going to dematerialize and show you what that's like. Oh, that's neat. So the name is still invisible, despite the fact that the Tardis is still here. There. Okay. And if we rematerialize, it's still cloaked, is the point I was getting at. And then we can just click your chameleon circuit to turn that back on. There you go. Yeah. That's kind of all there is to this feature. That's really all. I've been Tbo2. Be sure to subscribe, to follow on Instagram, Tbo2YT, to follow my Twitter, which is also Tbo2YT, to join my Discord, and lastly, to have a nice day. Goodbye.